In a small village surrounded by green fields and tall mango trees, there lived a boy named Ion. He was 13 years old, thin, quiet, and always lost in thought. His father, Rashid, was a hard-working farmer. His grandfather, Haji Karim, was a wise old man who had seen many seasons of life. Ion was different from other boys in the village. While they ran in the fields and laughed loudly, he often sat under the old banyan tree near his house, staring at the sky. He wanted to grow in life, to become someone important, but he did not know how. One evening, as the sun painted the sky orange, Ion stood between his father and grandfather in the field. His father looked tired and worried. "Ion," his father said firmly, "you must start helping me more seriously. Life is not a dream. It is hard work." Grandfather Karim gently placed his hand on Ion's shoulder. "Hard work is important," he said softly, "but growth in life needs something more." Ion looked at them both, confused. "What more, Dada?" "Patience," his grandfather replied. "And wisdom." The next morning, Ion's father gave him a small pouch filled with wheat seeds. "Plant these in the empty field behind our house," he said. "Take care of them. Let us see what you can do." Ion felt proud. This was his chance to prove himself. He carefully planted the seeds and watered them every day. For the first few days, he woke up early with excitement. But after a week, nothing appeared from the soil. Frustrated, he complained, "Abba, I water them every day, but nothing grows." His father shrugged. "Maybe you are not doing it properly." But his grandfather smiled. "Growth takes time, Ion. The seed is working under the soil. Just because you cannot see it does not mean nothing is happening." Ion tried to be patient. Days turned into weeks. Finally, small green shoots appeared. Ion's eyes sparkled with joy. "They are growing." Grandfather Karim nodded. "Yes, just like you." Over the next few months, Ion learned many lessons from those plants. One afternoon, a storm hit the village. Strong winds bent the young wheat plants. Ion ran outside, worried they would break. But after the storm passed, he noticed something surprising. The plants were still standing. "How?" he asked his grandfather. "They bent, but they did not break," the old man explained. "In life, you must learn to bend with difficulties. If you are too rigid, you will break." Ion thought about his own behavior. Whenever someone criticized him, he felt angry and discouraged. Maybe he needed to bend instead of breaking. As time passed, Ion's field became greener and healthier than many others. But one day, he saw weeds growing among his plants. He ignored them, thinking they were harmless. After some weeks, the weeds spread quickly and began stealing nutrients from the wheat. The plants looked weak. His father noticed. "Why didn't you remove the weeds earlier?" Ion felt ashamed. "I thought they were not important." Grandfather Karim said gently, "Small bad habits are like weeds. If you ignore them, they grow and steal your strength." That night, Ion thought deeply. He realized he wasted time gossiping with friends and complaining about his life. Those were his weeds. The next morning, he woke up earlier than usual. He cleaned the field carefully, removing every weed. It was tiring work, but he did not stop. Slowly, the wheat plants became strong again. Months later, it was harvest season. The golden wheat shone under the sun. Ion stood proudly beside his father as they cut the crops. "You have done well," his father admitted. "Better than I expected." Ion felt happiness in his heart, not because of praise, but because he knew he had grown. That evening, Grandfather Karim called him to sit under the banyan tree. "Ion," he said, "tell me, what did you learn?" Ion smiled thoughtfully. "I learned that growth takes time. Even when I cannot see progress, something is happening beneath the surface." He continued, "I learned to be patient during storms and to remove weeds before they take over." Grandfather nodded. "Good. But there is one more lesson." "What is it, Dada?" "Never compare your field with others. Some crops grow faster, some slower. But each has its own season." Ion remembered how he used to envy his cousin who studied in the city and scored high marks. He often felt small and useless. Now he understood. Everyone has a different journey. Inspired by these lessons, Ion began to apply them in his studies. He had always struggled in mathematics. Whenever he failed a test, he felt like giving up. But this time, He treated his mind like a field. He planted seeds of effort by studying daily. He removed weeds by avoiding distractions. When he faced difficult problems, he did not panic. He bent like the wheat in the storm. Slowly, his grades improved. His teacher once called him after class. "Ion, I see great improvement in you. What changed?" Ion smiled. "I started growing." Years passed. Ion completed his education and became an agricultural scientist. Instead of leaving the village forever, he returned with new knowledge. He taught farmers better farming techniques. He helped them increase their crops and save water. The village began to prosper. One evening, as an adult, Ion stood again between his father and grandfather in the same field. The sun was setting just like it had years ago. His father looked proud. "You have brought honor to our family." Grandfather Karim, now very old, smiled softly. "You understood the true meaning of growth." Ion held his grandfather's hand. "You were my greatest teacher." The old man whispered, "Remember, growth never stops. Even now, keep planting new seeds." A few days later, Grandfather Karim passed away peacefully. The whole village mourned his loss. Ion felt deep sadness, but he also felt strength. His grandfather's lessons were alive within him. To honor him, Ion planted a banyan tree near the field. He often sat under it, teaching children the same lessons he had learned. He would tell them, "If you want to grow in life, remember 3 things. Be patient like a seed, be flexible like a plant in a storm, and remove bad habits like weeds." The children listened carefully, their eyes filled with curiosity and hope. One boy once asked, "Sir, what if we fail?" Ion smiled warmly. "Failure is like winter. It feels cold and harsh, but it prepares you for spring." Another asked, "What if others are ahead of us?" "Do not compare," Ion replied. "Your season will come." Over time, the village became known for its successful farms and educated youth. People from nearby towns came to learn from Ion. But he never forgot his simple beginnings. One day, while walking through the golden fields, he remembered the small boy who once doubted himself. He realized that true growth was not just about success, money, or praise. It was about becoming better than you were yesterday. As the wind moved gently through the crops, Ion closed his eyes and whispered, "Thank you, Dada." He understood now that growth in life is like farming. You cannot rush it, you cannot force it, but with patience, effort, and wisdom, it surely comes. And so, the boy who once stood confused between his father and grandfather became a man who guided others. Because he learned the greatest lesson of all. Growth begins from within.